there. Well seen by the ref. The drawing in terms of fouls given away a bit carelessly. 6-5 now to Espanyol in the foul camp. Neymar brought down. Yeah, Messi directing things. Rafinha. Oh. She then looked at Dani Alves on the right and thought, no, I'm going the other way. Iniesta.
A lot of play has been down the left wing, much more than it has been on the right wing, surprisingly enough. Alves is always such a focal player in every Barcelona attack, but today they've opted to go down the left, and it's worked for them. That's how the first goal came.
They have got options there on both sides. You know, you've got Alba and Alves. They will miss Alves if he decides in the end to not sign a new contract. But I understand why he wouldn't want a one-year deal depending on appearances. Or somewhere in England he could probably sign for 3. Once again, Busquets and Messi just playing it short. There is Messi. Seems that every third touch of the ball seems to be him. Iniesta. Mascherano doesn't quite read that one. He just makes a slightly unforced error.
It's giving the offside. I don't understand why it's not a real need to.
Real need to give the offside decision there. Casilla just punts it forward. Quite a good banner there on the far side of the stand, which says Catalunya is més que un club. See, Barcelona have always made, what's the word, made themselves appear the club in Catalonia, the team in the Catalan region that represents Catalonia, an independent. Well, the independence movement perhaps, which is logical really, I suppose, if the other team's called Espanyol. But there's a banner there that says Catalonia is more than one club. Well, which is true, because, you know, you think of Madrid and it's not just Real Madrid, it's Atletico and Rayo as well.
They're possibly, out of most big footballing cities in Europe, it's probably the most one-sided derby and probably the most one-sided city in terms of one club having the power and everything.
Exactly, political, economic, etc., etc. Yeah. Lucas goes into Iniesta. It's a little bit of a meal of it, I think. Actually, no, he does get winded, let's say. I think it's interesting about the city of Barcelona. There's a really historic team in the Barrio Gracia Europa who were like one of the founding sides in the league, if I'm not mistaken.
One of the first sides. Yeah.
Now in the 3rd division, which is like basically 15th category really in Spain. 5th category really.
I'm just talking of those slogans. There's another one that I really like about Espanyol, which is, I think it's Marvellous Minority. That's what they call themselves. I think that's very nice.
It's not easy living in Barcelona and deciding to choose Espanyol. No. It is sometimes. I think some of the things the club has said is, you know, show your individualism and support Espanyol. Sometimes it's a bit easier, isn't it, to support a team that wins every week?
Yeah, that's why the hardcore fan is the fan that's there every week, supporting a side that's 10th and not really aiming for anything.
Maybe thinks about catching the underground to watch their side away from home now and then as well. Rafinha, although they do tend to make away prices for these sort of games really exorbitant. I haven't checked to see how much they cost actually, but quite often, for example, when Getafe are home to Real Madrid, they're asking €100 for a ticket, which is over $100, because they don't want a lot of away fans to make, obviously, so they can get more of an atmosphere. More of a hostile atmosphere. Anyhow, Espanyol looking to get back into this game. They trail at the moment 2-0. This goal scored by Neymar and Leo Messi, his 36th of the season. It's been all Barca so far. But as we saw against Sevilla a couple of weeks ago, 2-0 isn't necessarily decisive. And Sergio attempts to demonstrate. Forcing an error from Neymar. Espanyol have the throw-in. Brings the fans here in the Power 8 Stadium to life. With Arvilla. Alvaro. And Moreno. There's Abraham. Just approaching the last 10 minutes of this first half. Sent long, looking for Arvilla, does well. Sergio Garcia, only player booked so far. Busquets and Iniesta. And Piqué to establish a bit of calm on proceedings. Rafinha, who's also slotted in nicely today, the number 12. Not done anything spectacular, but kept the ball moving. This time it was Busquets who does lose out. That's a good ball from Caicedo, but that is not great control from Victor Alvarez. That's the best chance Espanyol have had. Victor, first touch, took it long. Mascherano gets across to cover. Good claim from Claudio Bravo. He's not had anything to do really so far. Came out there and dominated his area well.
What we saw there really was Busquets. He's been so comfortable, 2-0. Maybe that's the one danger, one threat that Barcelona could have today. Complacency, maybe taking their foot off the pedal, not being completely focused, and make a sloppy mistake like that, and they almost got punished for it.
Just pushed forward a bit now, the Espanyol, well, I'd say front five. Caicedo and Sergio Garcia are pressing more the ball as it looks to come out. And Lucas, Cañas and Abraham are also just adding a little bit more weight to the pressure. And the defence is now is closer to the halfway line, forcing Barcelona maybe to look for a more direct route over the top. That's gone out though from Duarte.
But I still think, as opposed to that Sevilla game, I think Barcelona's biggest threat today is themselves. It's how much, if they're able to keep their focus in it, concentration levels, everything. What happens in the game, the outcome, for me, is completely in their hands. Whereas in the Sevilla game, Sevilla turned it around, took it away from them, and they're almost in Sevilla's hands.
Kind of shown in the last week or so that there was no coincidence. Great fight back against Zenit St. Petersburg just over a week ago, and then getting the result they needed in Russia to qualify for the semi-finals of the Europa League. Again,
it's amazing how well they've done in that competition.
Here's Barca on the ball. Rafinha. So shows a little bit of neat footwork. Messi. To Dani Alves. It's again Rafinha to Busquets. Just ever so slightly careless from Busquets, but Espanyol just eased off the pressure for a bit. Now they step it on again. Look at Sergio Garcia. Abraham and Caicedo looking to close down Mascherano. Shouldn't worry Barca too much. They might know that once they get past that line of pressure, that those who have got to then work deep. And if Barcelona can't find spaces now, they will find them as the game progresses. Iniesta to Alba. Busquets. Looking for that diagonal again, but Alba hadn't made the run, and Casilla collects.
Well, there's a man who's really turned his reputation around. Remember, at Roma, things didn't go too well for him.
I think in Roma was more problems with the dressing room. He can be quite
room with the big names.
Quite a spiky character, Luis Enrique. Turned it around at Celta, did really well. But what I like is he showed the humility to go to Celta.
That's true.
You got to become, yes, and which is a decent club, and played nice football, and they're showing it again this season. It'd be very interesting. I'm not convinced that Madrid's trip to Balaídos tomorrow is not a gimme by any means.
Not at all, and also those sort of sides really, they're marking red on the calendar. Well, Barcelona at home, Madrid at home. Those are the games you want to win because you're playing against the big sides. And it's not going to be an easy time for them.
Albert as well to dispossess Arvilla. Just leaves that one a little bit short, but Barca come away with it. Busquets to thread it through. Neymar. Great save from Casilla. Once again, the Suarez Neymar combination so nearly hits pay dirt for the Barca. Had it not been for the Espanyol keeper's third decent save of the match, would have been looking at 3-0 here. First time volley, does really well Casilla.
Luis Suarez is just, he's a dream to play with if you're an attacking player, if you're a forward. He just finds any way possible to get you through on goal. With a dummy before, with a little dink there over the defence. It's incredible how he finds ways of setting his attacking teammates off.
Yeah, I do think a third goal and it is game over. Oh, sort of thing we don't want to see. Looks like probably a flagpole.
Yeah.
Don't know if it was thrown or fell or anyhow. Not good. There's also in England you can't take flags into grounds because for obvious reasons. Wants it taken again. Neymar. Well cleared by Sergio Garcia. Andres Iniesta to Neymar. That's been sent a long way up in the air, and it goes out for a Barcelona throw. Dani Alves will take it. Rafinha, I don't know if he wanted a Barca throw or a free kick. Anyhow, it's an Espanyol throw-in. We've got just over 3 minutes of normal time here in the Power 8 stadium. Barcelona leading by 2 goals. They're looking for that third that might just kill things off. And here's Leo Messi. He chased by Lucas and Arvilla. Jordi Alba. Still got Messi. Rafinha's in support. Alba and Iniesta. Barcelona quite calm just to move the ball around. And once again, it's a bit hasty from Mascherano. Once again, they see the stats, 74% for Barcelona. We're going to say I'm going to round it up to 75. 3/4 of possession for the league leaders. We've just taken the foot off the gas for the last 7 or 8 minutes, perhaps. But still looking pretty comfy against Espanyol, who have not yet managed a shot on target. Again, Busquets just a little bit careless. Iniesta, busy, effective. Back to Piqué. Plenty more football, obviously, in Spain this weekend. Straight after this, Atletico Madrid are playing Deportivo. Getafe against Levante, and Real Sociedad entertaining game ending up the day against Villarreal this evening. Neymar to Suarez. Messi just bundled out. Abraham collects the ball. And again out wide to Duarte. His clearance is charged down. The left back looks for a few options. One of them you saw there was Victor Alvarez.
It's difficult to see how Sergio Gonzalez is going to come up with anything at half-time to change this around.
They might have to bring in Stuani, but that would mean playing with 3 up front and playing a more direct football, which would pressure Barca as they look to bring the ball out, but obviously leave spaces in other areas.
Yeah, once they get past that line of pressure, could be more gaps. Yeah.
And Luis Enrique, bearing in mind his side, there's a midweek round of matches. Somebody's enjoying a big cigar down there, if I may just comment. As Suarez curls that shot down wide.
It's not been the first time. I've seen it a couple of times as well. I was thinking, are you